Oh, sorry. Hello. Welcome to the highlight of your day, probably. It's getting to be mine. Chapter 23. Fly Me Home. Hat. Book. Cuddly Eve. Some people. Mum kissed her teeth. She saw a car draw up and someone dump more rubbish by the bin. I'm going to say something sooner or later. I'm sick of living like this. She said this all the time. She didn't really mean it. She carried on cooking her sweet potato stew, but from time to time she stared out of the window towards the bin and the growing pile of rubbish around it. Tiber was lying asleep on the sofa, stretched out long and thin like a pencil. Nice him, wasn't he? I wasn't surprised that he was tired after being out for almost the whole night. Any time I tried to ask him where he'd been or why he'd left me, he would turn to me, his eyes dark. If you keep on, I'm going to tell Mum that you went out on your own. So I stopped asking, although I didn't stop wondering. I didn't know anyone could sleep this much, Mum said, and raised her eyebrows at Tiber, prone and still. I didn't answer and looked at the wall, on the other side of which I'd seen the old man and dog among the piles and jars and jars of things. I had to see him again. I had so many questions for him. Where did he get the things from? And how did they work? And I wondered a little shyly, why had he left them out by the bin? Did he mean for me to find them? For the next few days I didn't get my chance though. It was half term, so Mum took a few days off work and both Tyra and I stayed in. We had a big tidy of the house, which involved Mum chasing us around with sponges to scrub out sticky old cupboards that never looked properly clean. After that she would try and decorate a bit, but as we didn't have much money, she asked Tiber and me to do some drawings to stick up. Tiber flat out refused, so I did as many as I could. Later in the week, Mum took us to find the local park, but it was surrounded by roads, the ground littered with cigarette ends. The grass grew scantily amidst patches of mud. There was a sort of climbing frame, which Tiber and I tested out. Tiber hung upside down from the bars by his legs and then pulled himself back up and swung off easily. I can do anything half as good as that. But when I managed to climb to the very, very top, I called out to Mum to look at me. Mum! She didn't hear me at first. I could see her looking around at the cars, at the people sitting on the bench. Her face was set in lines. I thought I could see her tutting, just like she does when she sees the rubbish piled up by the bins. And she heard me and managed to smile and clap at me. I waved at her very carefully and quickly, taking one hand off the bar. Later on, we got a phone call from Dad. It had been so long since we'd heard from him, and Tiber and I crowded around the phone, talking at the same time. He just laughed when he heard us babbling away. Let me speak to Mum first, he said when he'd stopped chuckling. Mum went off into the hallway so that we couldn't hear exactly what she was saying to Dad. We didn't need to be told not to follow her. Tiber and I waited our turn. Tiber didn't say anything, but I knew that he was just as excited about talking to Dad as I was. Fiddling with his watch, but, he pretended that he was fiddling with his watch. But I saw the little smile that kept creeping up around the corners of his mouth. Just like that. Just here. Now and again, Mum's voice would rise sharply and then fall, like it did when she was angry. Tiber knew the pattern too. He raised his eyebrows at me when she did it a third time. Then we couldn't hear her at all. I thought Dad must have been talking non-stop, but when Mum came back, she didn't hold out the phone to either of us. He had to go, she said. He'll call back soon. I didn't know what to say, but Tiber slammed his hands down on the work surface, so it rattled and shook. The sound of his hands slamming down, that was exactly how I felt. None of that! Mum shouted. But Tiber quickly turned and raced out the back door. I didn't know why he was going that way. The door only led to a tiny square of concrete that was our garden. It had walls all the way round. We hardly ever went out there because it smelled so bad. No, you don't! No, you don't! Mum was yelling. I turned just in time to see Tiber vault easily over the wall and disappeared. Mum ran outside, but it was too late. He was already gone. By the time she ran out the front door, there was no sign of him. Short chapter today. What's Tiber going to do? What are we going to find out about the old man with all that stuff? Why didn't Dad speak to the children? We'll learn more tomorrow. Speak to you all then.